U.S. Open, Taylor Townsend in tears as Krejcikova saves 8 match points to survive. A tearful Taylor Townsend suffered a heartbreaking fourth-round loss at the U.S. Open after Barbara Krejcikova astonishingly saved 8 match points. Townsend's dramatic week has been one of the stories of the tournament so far, with the American becoming headline news after her second-round opponent Jelena Ostapenko confronted her courtside and accused her of having no education and no class. A storm ensued over whether the comments were racist. Ostapenko insisted they were not and later apologized, and Townsend used the incident as inspiration to claim one of her biggest career wins over 5th seed Mira Andreeva. With her 4-year-old son AJ in the crowd on Sunday, Townsend looked set to reach a singles Grand Slam quarterfinal for the first time, but former Wimbledon champion Krejcikova somehow prevailed in a titanic second-set tiebreak before clinching a 1-6, 7-6, 6-3 victory. Townsend, who still has a chance in doubles, left the court in tears with a towel over her face to cheers from the packed stands on Louis Armstrong Stadium who had roared her on. "To be honest, I'm totally enjoying this crowd. Even though it's not for me, it's for the Americans. It's fine," Krejcikova said. "I'm looking forward to seeing you again in my next match, I think against another American." Townsend dominated the opening set and looked poised to win the second as well, with Krejcikova saving her first match point in the 10th game. It was the tiebreak that really saw the 29-year-old pull off a Houdini act, though, Krejcikova saving her best for when it really mattered to fight off 7 more match points, recovering from 3-6 before taking her third set point. The Czech then took an off-court break, leaving Townsend sat on her chair wondering what might have been, and it was Krejcikova who had the momentum in the deciding set. "It just stings, because I literally gave everything," Townsend said. "She came up with some really great tennis in moments where she was down, and I thought I had it." Krejcikova next faces another American, 4th seed Jessica Pegula, who lost in the final last year and breezed through to the last 8 again with a 6-1, 6-2 victory against Lee. Pegula hasn't dropped a set this year at Flushing Meadows, and only once has she been kept on court for more than 75 minutes. "Probably the best match, honestly, I've played since. Like, before Wimbledon, I feel like from the start to finish. So that was encouraging," Pegula said. "I was just hitting the ball, doing everything well, executing my strategy very well, and got through it pretty quick." Across the planet, decades of progress towards a healthier planet is being threatened by a global resistance in the form of far-right politicians and governments, fossil fuel influence and corporations empowered by the political winds to roll back their green pledges. A growing lobby of economic and political denial has been empowered by a U.S. administration that has declared war on climate progress and wider environmental protections. One powerful way to do that is by funding strong, independent journalism that can help stand up to this tide. The Guardian doesn't bow to political pressure, and we don't take advertising from fossil fuel companies. Our work is funded by readers just like you. For our annual environment support campaign, we are asking 40,000 readers to back our journalism with a one-off or recurring amount. If you can afford it, please see. The lights glared like 1,000 suns over Louis Armstrong Stadium. The crowd, a surging sea of hearts in shades of red, white, and blue, chanted, "Let's go, Taylor." A war cry that echoed in the souls of every spectator. In this crucible of ambition, 2 warriors took the court. Taylor Townsend, the defiant American hopeful, and Barbara Krejcikova, the resilient Czech comeback queen. The first set was Townsend's symphonic masterpiece. Each serve crackled like lightning, each volley painted with precision. She brushed past Krejcikova with cold efficiency, sealing a crushing 6-1. It was more than a win, it was a statement. She was not just playing, she was living her dream. But in the heart of this dream, Krejcikova's spirit whispered defiance. Behind the stoic mask lay the scars of a back injury and months of rehabilitation, a cocoon she had broken from. As rain descended in blistering winters, the Czech's resolve crystallized. This was no mere match, it was salvation. The second set tumbled into chaos. Townsend, relentless, match point after match point, hovered upon Krejcikova's serve like a vulture drawn to prey. But Krejcikova returned each blow with the calm of a warrior zen. Rally after rally, the crowd held its collective breath. Then came the tiebreaker, a 25-minute odyssey of nerves, sweat, and glistening steel in their eyes. At 15-13, with 8 match points faded like ephemeral dreams, Krejcikova unleashed an overhead smash that sealed more than the set. It unleashed a torrent of destiny. Townsend sank to her chair, silent tears tracing the contours of effort, heartbreak, and a love that had held her aloft until this final gasp. In the end, Krejcikova claimed the match 1-6, 7-6, 15-13, 6-3. A miracle on clay, forged not in luck but in courage. The crowd rose as one, not in triumph, but in awe. Epilogue, Heroes Reborn. Townsend walked off the court burdened with tears, but unbowed. Her journey, marked by raw sincerity, unwavering guts, and unexpected drama, became a beacon of inspiration. Krejcikova, bruised yet bold, advanced to face Jessica Pegula, carrying not just a win, but the electric pulse of a moment that defied logic. This was more than a match. It was art, woven from heartbreak and hope, stitched by the hands of two fighters who reminded us that sometimes the thinnest margins shine the brightest. Why this stays with us? The unthinkable made real, 8 match points, obliterated by grit as much as talent. Krejcikova called it brave and a little lucky, a rare blend of humility and belief the crowd's love affair. From the moment Townsend became embroiled in controversy with Yelena Ostapenko, someone who accused her of having no class or no education, she emerged stronger, embraced by the crowd as the heroine they needed. Emotional climax. Townsend's tears were not defeat. They were testament to the depth of her commitment, felt even by his son, AJ, sitting courtside billed. The spectacle of it all. A 25-minute tiebreak, longest of the tournament. A stage so electrified that players paused practice to witness the dram. Final frame. In the vast saga of sport, there are matches etched into eternity, not by records alone, but by resonance. This was one. Townsend's hardness of spirit, Krejcikova's unyielding will, and the crowd's roaring heartbeat converged into a moment that proves the essence of competition is not always about triumph, but about the soul of the fight. Let this narrative stand as your guided memory of that day, when two athletes bled poetry on hardcourt, and when the echoes of their battle reached beyond New York, touching all who call themselves lovers of the game. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share.